Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Magician with a Microphone podcast. I don't even know what episode this is. I don't really keep track of them. I think it's 14. I'm Chris Langle of Chris Langle Magic. I'm your host, and for the three people that listen to this in its entirety, thank you for coming and joining in. This is not going to be too long of a podcast. Mainly because I did not have a lot going on this week. I didn't watch a lot of wrestling, and I actually didn't go out and play golf like I said I was going to last week. Yeah, unfortunately, something came up. So, really quickly, I want to say I started my gig at Compounds over the weekend, Lake Compounds in Bristol, Connecticut. I am having a blast over there. It's a lot of fun. Already in talks for something for next season. I'm really excited for it, and I'm going to be giving a lot more. I'm basically trying to convince them that what I'm giving them is not enough. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But I know that I will be investing in bigger things, and I will be putting together a new type of show, probably an escape show. Don't know yet, like I said, kind of have to wait for things to pan out, so that way we could go ahead and do what I've got to do. So, otherwise, I like the gig. The gig is really fun. I have 2 shows a day, so it's me and another magician. I found out there's another magician there. I was not aware of this. So, I'll be honest, I wasn't happy at first when I found out that I would be doing a magic show back-to-back with another magic show, and then after my show is a magic class where the guy basically teaches magic, but, it is what it is. My crowds are bigger than his, so that's all I care about. And they give me a live microphone, so I can literally busk people into where my little stage area is, which we are going to be improving on next season. If anybody here has seen my show already, which probably haven't, because not a lot of people know I have a podcast, which I feel like should change. But anyone who saw either my Instagram posts, my Facebook posts, I don't have the biggest stage, but it fits about maybe 100 people. And then when you've got the other 100 people that are watching from the back and on the, on the sidewalk and in the back sitting area by the swing ride, yeah, eventually your crowds start to get big. And I always close my show with my straitjacket escape, which I actually sliced my thumb almost to the bone on. One of the loops on my strap, on the strap that goes around my back, that attaches my arms. I guess one of the little loops on there, because they're what the hell is the word for them? I can't think of what they are. The little metal loop things. Either way, one of them was jagged. Didn't realize it, and I sliced my thumb while I was trying to get out of it, and by the time my jacket was off, my hand was covered in blood. So, needless to say, I fixed that problem. And still did it. Still did it the next day. Not even the next day. That was Sunday. I did it 3 hours later. So, with a Band-Aid on my thumb. Let me tell you something. I never realized how hard sleight of hand is with a Band-Aid on your thumb. If you can't grip anything with your thumb doing sleight of hand, you got to figure out different shit, dude. It's difficult. It's really, really tough. So, I'm trying to do, push-offs and, shuffles and shit, and I can't do it. So, luckily the thumb is getting a little bit better. I still have a pretty decent scar on it. It bled for, I kid you not, 6 hours. It was in one of those situations where if you put the slightest amount of pressure on the tip of your thumb, it'll bleed. And that's what it was doing. So, unfortunately, that sucked, man. I really did not like that. So, but otherwise, the Compounds gig is going well. I am liking it. I cannot wait for this upcoming weekend. I don't know what's going on this upcoming weekend. I know the weather is supposed to hold off. It's supposed to be cloudy, but it's not going to be too bad, which is good. I noticed that people will come out even if it looks like it's going to rain, which is crazy because I hate the rain and I hate Connecticut weather when it's not sunny. Especially over this last summer, it was ridiculous, man. It was every single fucking day rained. And it wasn't even every single day. It was every couple of days we would just have a 3-day time period of rain. And if it was dry, it was cloudy. Like, I saw the sun maybe like 10 times this summer. And then when it was out, it was 100 fucking degrees outside. It's like, Jesus Christ, I didn't realize I lived in Florida. Because that's exactly what, all right, that's exactly what Myrtle Beach weather is like. Because when I was in Myrtle Beach, I was down there for a month, and I am being ridiculously accurate when I say this. I saw clear skies and the sun 6 times out of a month of being down there. All it did was rain. Like, it was ridiculous. All it does down there is rain. And I'm one of those guys where bad weather will get me in a bad mood and it will kill my motivation. So, luckily, the weather here has been pretty decent. It has gotten a lot better. The sun has been out a lot more often. Last week, the weather was great. Got a little bit cloudy in the afternoon last Sunday, but that's okay. People still came out. I just don't want to perform in the rain because, unfortunately, where I am, I don't really have a canvas. Over me, at least. I have like a backstage area, but I can't keep all the tricks backstage, keep walking back and forth because there is a little divider between the front of the stage and the back of the stage. So, yeah. But I'm thankful for the Compounds gig. I'm really happy that it's happening, and I can't wait for next season. So, and a big shout out to my buddy Frank, a.k.a. The Sauce, for coming out to watch my show on, I believe he was there Sunday. No, Saturday. First day. Came out for the second show. Thanks, dude. I know you listened to this, so we're going to get into some wrestling talk. Don't mind me, too. I'm kind of out of it today. I don't know what it is. Lately, I've just been feeling like shit. But maybe it's just because I'm tired. Maybe it's just because I'm like, the last couple of days weren't really the best for me. So Tuesday was my daughter's birthday, her first birthday, and she's in Florida and I can't see her. And then yesterday, Wednesday, was the 1-year anniversary of the death of Eddie Van Halen. So I kind of took that day to myself as a mourning day. I basically sat inside in my basement listening to Van Halen, playing guitar, and then a little later on in the afternoon, I ended up going out with a couple of friends of mine. We had a little barbecue. Took my mind off of things, which was all right. But Eddie was my idol, for those of you who don't know. I'm surprised there's a lot of people who don't know, because I never shut up about my interests and my likes and things I like and don't like. But Eddie Van Halen was my idol. Still is my idol. And when he died, so get this, like last year, my daughter was born the day after I crashed my drone in a river, and then I find out that Eddie Van Halen dies. So it goes from a really awesome day to the next day being fucking horrible, you know? Yeah, but like I learned how to play guitar because of Eddie. I started designing guitars because of Eddie. I have my own custom Eddie Van Halen replica guitars. They're not perfect, but hey, you know what? Neither was the original Frankenstrat. The original Frankenstrat looked like they dragged it behind a bus, but as far as I'm concerned, it's the most perfect guitar ever made. Because it inspired me and it inspired thousands and thousands of others to play and to like rock music and to enjoy what he did. And Eddie Van Halen always had a smile on his face, and every picture that you see, every video that you see, he's never pissed off. He never really had a scandal. He was, granted, he was a heavy smoker. I'm pretty sure he had a drinking problem at one point in his life, but hey, he's a rock star. Who doesn't have a drinking problem? Hell, I have a drinking problem. I drink like a fucking fish. But I'm also not a rock star. I just drink because I try to forget my life. But Eddie was just always smiling. You know, Eddie, any picture that you look at of him, he was always smiling. He was always laughing or just enjoying himself. And I found out recently that he had a quote that he said years and years and years ago. If you're going to screw up, do it twice and then smile. So that way the audience thinks that you did it on purpose. I wish I knew that years and years and years ago. I wish I heard that quote maybe 10 years ago when I would get physically angry, like visually angry when I would mess up a trick on stage. because I'm a perfectionist and I want my show to go right. But I didn't realize that. It's like a couple of years ago at the Bijou, I had a trick go like really, really wrong, like horribly wrong. I fucked the entire thing up, exposed it, literally stopped the show to show the audience how the trick was done because I was like, you know what? You guys all saw how that was done. I wish I knew to make a mistake twice and smile about it. Maybe they would have thought that it was part of the show. Maybe I could have just adjusted the trick right then and there. But nah, man, as far as I'm concerned, Eddie Van Halen, like, if you want to be an entertainer, you watch him. Because he had it down, man. He knew what he was doing. He loved what he did. He was one of those guys where he never worked a day in his life because he loved what he did. And it showed. He was the greatest guitar player to ever live. And I don't care what anyone says. Jimi Hendrix was not as good as Eddie Van Halen. Jimmy Page is not as good as Eddie Van Halen. Buckethead's not as good as Eddie Van Halen. Zakk Wylde, fucking Randy Rhoads. These guys, half of the guitarists that you see out there today have copied Eddie Van Halen. There's a reason. Floyd Roses are on guitars because of Eddie Van Halen. Look at any fucking guitar like Fender. Fender, when they display one of their new guitars, what amp do they have it plugged into? An EVH. Tapping. Eddie has admitted he did not invent tapping. But he made it useful and he made it popular and he made it into what it is today, and nobody did it better. Nobody. I don't care. I don't fucking care what anyone says. Oh, all these metal guitars play faster than Eddie. Oh, they're more accurate. If it wasn't for Eddie Van Halen, I don't think half of the techniques out there that are used today would be around. I don't think they would exist. I don't think that people would consider, hey, let me think about taking apart a guitar and putting in different parts to it. I don't like the sound of this Fender. I want it to sound like a Ibanez or a Gibson. I like humbuckers instead of EMGs. I like, let me just take this apart, put it into one guitar. Let me try this different string with this different pickup. Eddie did all that. He wasn't afraid to fucking play with his shit and destroy it in the process. Eddie Van Halen said that he destroyed many guitars trying to build Frankie. And it worked. And now it's in a museum. It's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, they think it's the original. I personally think Eddie has the original Frankenstrat locked away at the 5150 studio, and I think he took it to his grave as to where exactly it is, because there have been rumors saying that he did hide it somewhere in his studio, and when the time comes, I think Alex may know where it is. And maybe Wolfie, but that's it. I don't think if the average Joe Schmo were to go in there, I don't think they'll find it. But everybody says that it's the original one that was at the Met. It's the original one that's at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't think it is. I really don't think it is. It's like the Jimi Hendrix guitars that you see at like Hard Rock. Yeah, he played them, but they're not the originals. They're not like the white guitar, the white Fender. That white Fender is got to be somewhere like away, like in a fucking safe. Either that or it's at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and they have it personally and put a duplication on display. I really don't think it's the original instruments. Maybe Prince's guitar. But I think with certain guitars, like, all right, so when Brian May eventually does pass away, I think the guitar that he built and customized, I forget what he calls it, that's going to be tucked away. There are plenty of duplicates out there that they can use as the original. But, like, what if somebody steals it, It's like, what are you going to say? Oh, I have the original guitar? Dude, where'd you get that? They're not going to sell it. But I have heard rumors saying that Eddie gave a duplicate to the museums. And any Frankenstein that you see is a duplicate, or at least it's a remanufactured guitar from like the EVH warehouse or something like that. It's not the original. And I mean, there are ways to tell what the original is. I guess people have like done deep dives on the original. Which, by the way, the original Frankenstein is the black and white one. That was the original. And then he repainted it right before he went on tour back in, I think, what was it, 78, 79? Maybe I got the years off on that. But I know that the original Frankenstein was the black and white one. And he called it Frankenstein because it was literally bits and pieces off of different guitars. But then he put the reflectors on the back because he wanted it to look cool on stage. He would turn it around and it would like reflect onto the audience. And then he put the quarter on it to keep the Floyd Rose from going out of tune. The quarter actually did something. The 1971, which by the way, anytime I see a 1971 quarter, I don't spend that. I probably have $2 worth. I only have like 8 of them. But I have like a few of them that are mine. I consider those my lucky quarters. I keep one actually in my suitcase. I keep one in my briefcase, my magic briefcase. For my shows and everything. If I have a show and I need that briefcase, I'll put it in there. Because it's good luck to me. And now let me tell you something. It took me a while to find them. Like here, I'm wondering. I got some change in my pocket right now. I wonder if I have any in there, because I don't really check the quarters a lot. Let's see. I'll have to look through this while I'm talking to you guys. But yeah, 1971 quarter, and I believe it was a 1971 P. It was a Philadelphia mint. Actually, no, he was in California. It was probably a Denver. I'm not sure. I will have to look through that and actually like do the research on that. Because he did live in Pasadena. That's 84. No. I don't know. I will seriously have to look that up. So, all right, let's get into some wrestling talk, shall we? Wrestling was pretty interesting in the last couple of days. AEW goes to Philadelphia, and that's all I know. Because I was not able to watch a lot of wrestling this week, but I do know AEW was in Philly. I guess CM Punk is taking on somebody. Oh, who the hell did he say he was taking on? Or he wanted to call out or something like that. Shit. Wow, maybe I should have watched it this week. I've been trying to stay away from WWE because it's like, I'll be honest, it's genuinely pissing me off, just the predictability of it. It's ridiculous, dude. It's like, you can't win. They're not even acknowledging that whole bullshit with the rope breaking with Finn Balor. They're not even acknowledging any of that. How are you not going to acknowledge that? They're just saying, oh, guess what? Rope broke. All right, Roman won. He conquered the demon. And, yeah. How are you not going to do anything about that? Like, seriously. The draft showed up. I guess, people were excited for the draft, and then they weren't excited for the draft because I guess nothing really changed. I guess Becky Lynch is going to Raw. That's from what I understand. New Day, I think the New Day are back together. I think Big E is back on Raw. No. Maybe Big E. I think Big E is on Raw. I heard New Day is together. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. Guys, again, I didn't watch wrestling this week, but I have been watching a lot of AEW clips and stuff. Oh, no, I'll tell you what I did watch. AEW Dark Elevation. Wow, Evolution, what the fuck? AEW Dark Elevation. I gotta say something really quickly about these jobbers that they have on AEW Dark. First off, we know who's going to win because jobbers or people in general who don't get entrance music are usually enhancement talent and they're paid to lose. At least with WWE, they are told to take punches, take hits, take slams, get pinned. AEW, especially this first, what was it, an 8-man tag team match. It was Shawn Spears, Wardlow, and FTR versus these 4 guys that I had never heard of that I would like to fucking get to know more because they were awesome. It was almost a 20-minute tag team match. Now, if you were to put 4 of WWE's bigger guys in a 8-man tag team match against 4 jobbers, they're going to hit all of their finishers in a matter of 2 minutes, and then the biggest guy is going to squash the smallest guy and call it a day. Not in this case. I don't know what his name was. So there were these 4 guys. One of them was really big. One of them was in a mask. And then there were these other 2 guys. Looked like they could have been tag team partners in the indies. I don't remember their names either. But it was like going back and forth. And they were tagging everyone in. And every one of these guys was getting an offense in against the main roster wrestlers. And then they bring in the big dude who's bigger than fucking Wardlow, who's actually giving him a fight, who's actually giving him a run for their money. And I wasn't even mad that this other team lost. I mean, I kind of was. But because I was kind of hoping for them, to pull off a fast one. Holy shit. The high flying, the technicality. Or the technical wrestling, I should say. The technical wrestling was fantastic, especially between FTR. Because I saw a tag team match last week or something like that, or a couple weeks ago. FTR, literally, they hit him with the fucking lift-up codebreaker thing. And the match is over in 4 seconds. They didn't even take off their jackets. This? No. Back and forth action, dude. So there were a couple of near falls on Shawn Spears, on Wardlow, on FTR. What the hell are they going by? Cash Wheeler and Dax Wilder or something? No, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler. Because what were they in WWE? They were Dash Wilder and oh shit. I don't remember what the other one was. Either way, they're getting offense in on these big main roster guys. And I'm like, what the fuck? There were some times I thought, wow, maybe the jobbers are going to pull it off. Maybe there'll be an upset win. Unfortunately, no. You can look it up, though. I don't remember what their names were. You can look it up. Guys, these guys were fan-fucking-tastic. That's all I'm going to say. A couple women's matches. This is girl Sky Blue, who's on the AEW roster. Apparently, she's a jobber, but they're bringing her into the main roster. Another really good one. What the hell? She knows how to wrestle. She's got good moves. She's a technical wrestler, a little bit of a high flyer. And then she won. She fucking won a match the other day. I was like, holy shit. So I was excited for that. Yeah, little chick from Chicago, Sky Blue. Her, I feel like she can do something in AEW. I feel like Tony Khan is not stupid. First up, no, obviously he's not stupid. He convinced CM Punk to come back, for fuck's sakes. Tony Khan, I feel like watches these matches very closely. And I feel like these people aren't there just to take bumps and take a paycheck. I feel like if he sees potential in these guys, he'll keep them. Because I noticed that there's been a couple of repeat jobbers. Sky Blue was one of them. She was 0-3 before she won her first match. So I'm wondering if maybe Tony Khan really keeps an eye and says, hey, you know what? This person's got potential. I'm hoping I see those guys from that tag team match. So who knows? Maybe there is hope for the jobbers in AEW, unlike, the other place, WWE, where they basically say, all right, cool, you're going to lose. Take your pin. I know you're in your hometown, but take your pin, get the fuck out. Let's see, what other matches were there? There was Sonny Kiss versus somebody. Now, Sonny Kiss, I have mixed feelings about, mainly because I have not seen Sonny Kiss wrestle too much. And I saw Sonny Kiss in the original Double or Nothing Battle Royal. Good moves. I like that split stunner. That split stunner, I can't do a split. That looks like it could hurt, potentially, if it goes wrong. But good moves overall. The match was relatively quick. Could not figure out if I was getting heel or babyface vibes off of Sonny Kiss because there were people cheering and there were people booing. And I wasn't able to pick it up. But the other guy was getting cheered. So I don't know. Maybe it was like a tweener versus tweener match. I'm not sure. Maybe there's a possible like impending heel turn because I know that Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela have got this thing going on right now, and Joey Janela I know is a heel. So I don't know. Another match. Let's see. I'm not remembering them in order. There was Paul White versus these three jobbers and decimated them in like 5 minutes. Let's face it. And I could tell Paul White, he is not as agile as he was 10 years ago. Moving a little bit slower. It reminds me of later year Andre the Giant, just without all of the pain, you know. But it was a quick match. Quick choke slam. Here's why I can't figure it out. A lot of these guys were from Matt Hardy's group, HFO. A lot of these guys are like the younger, like the more, I guess you could say underdeveloped guys, jobber guys that are in HFO. So maybe that's why I'm getting, confused. I know the Bunny, I don't remember who she faced. Well, who was it? Who the hell did she face? Somebody. I don't remember, but Allie, the Bunny, whatever the hell she's calling herself, she's pretty damn good. She's got a lot of potential. And now that she's out of Impact, I feel like they're letting her wrestle a lot more. I like the heel persona. Oh, you know who I really like? Who was that Abaddon girl? Abaddon is like what the fuck? Where the hell did they find her? First off, I've seen pictures of her because I had to Google. I looked at her and I'm like, what does this girl look like without her makeup on, without all the face paint? She's fucking gorgeous. Nobody knows what her real name is. Nobody knows what, promotion she was in. I know for a while she was in Impact. But like this Abaddon girl, talk about keeping yourself in character. You couldn't even see her call a spot. She is like a female fiend. She is what Alexa Bliss should have fucking been when she got possessed by the Fiend. Holy shit. I would love to see Abaddon work with Bray Wyatt one day. That would be fucking sick. And the face paint. It is so fucking detailed. Like, good God. How does it not fade? What is your secret? Sting walks to the goddamn ring and his face paint is like smearing off of his forehead half the time. And her contact lenses and her fucking hair, and it's like, Jesus, you would have me completely, totally fucking convinced. If it was a movie, I would be completely convinced that you were a demon, not a human, not a professional wrestler playing the character of a superhuman demon being. Because that's how fucking convincing you are. Abaddon, look. Whoever, I don't know if it's her. I don't know if it was somebody else. I don't know if she got help. I don't know if maybe she met up with Gangrel or fucking like the Boogeyman one day. Or Matt, fuck that. The Boogeyman would have never come up with something that good. What am I saying? Maybe she met up with Bray Wyatt. Maybe she got a lot of inspiration. Dude, Abaddon absolutely would convince me that she was a fucking demon. I would love to see her versus Chris Statlander, Chris Statlander, and I'm not saying this because I have a fucking super fucking middle school crush on the girl, and I should have been meeting her tomorrow, but I don't have the money to get out to Queens, and I don't have the time really. Chris Statlander, Holy shit. She could be AEW's version of Charlotte. Very easily. I love the alien gimmick. I love the getup. I love her backstory. I listened to a couple of podcasts where she was on it. Apparently, she's a huge science nerd who has never seen Star Wars. But she apparently, like in high school, took like every science class that you could possibly take. She's in stunt work, so I respect that. My friend Frank is in stunt work, and there's probably a good chance that they know each other. How fucking funny would that be? I'd have to ask him. And then she started wrestling, and she's from Long Island. She's not even far. She's from Long Island. West Islip, I believe. So she's not even like far away. A lot of these guys that they're getting out of AEW are from Long Island, like New York area. I like it. So, her finisher is fucking devastating too. That like tombstone, packaged tombstone, what the hell is that? What do they call it? Well, I don't know what she calls it, but she's apparently like from like Andromeda Galaxy, like fucking. The fact that she's not women's champion is quite upsetting. And I guess she had a chance, and Britt Baker beat her. I don't feel like that should have happened. And then her whole thing with Orange Cassidy and the Best Friends. Dude, I fucking love Orange Cassidy. Like, I'm not even kidding. It's to the point where, like, just to mess with my friends, I'll walk around with my hands in my pockets and throw those, like, really, really light super kicks. It's always fun when your friends don't know what you're doing. So, but yeah, Chris Statlander could be a huge name in professional wrestling. And I'm not going to lie, dude. I would say that she's probably going to become maybe the first 2 or 3 time AEW Women's Champion. Maybe she might go for this new TBS title. Because I guess they just revealed a TBS title for the women. I'd like to see her go for that. Secondary women's title. That's actually pretty cool. I don't know. Does AEW have a women's tag team championship? Wow. Sound that out, dude. How about that? Women's tag team championship. Does AEW have that? I don't know if they do. They might. I know they're like teasing the 6-man tag team titles. But anyway, yeah. So, geez, I kind of like lost track of where I was going there. I mentioned Orange Cassidy and then go back to Chris Statlander. Now I'm thinking about tag team titles. Orange Cassidy. Orange Cassidy, dude, I would love to see him as a champion. I would love to see him with a belt. Mainly just because he's funny, man. I love the sloth style. It's so good. And then when he actually starts wrestling, dude, he goes fucking crazy, and I love it. Who else could do a kip up with your hands in your pockets, man? Come on, that is insane. But a lot of really good talent. But you know, I can't remember all of the matches that were on Dark Elevation, but the ones that I do, dude, I was impressed. And I feel like if Tony Khan were to just let these people, you know, just do their thing, like wrestle at your full potential. I don't care if you're a jobber. I'll watch you if you're a jobber. Fucking, I don't care. I'm interested to see. You know, like, oh, Colin Delaney was one of those guys. Colin Delaney was on one of the episodes I was watching. Fucking Colin Delaney, dude. He was like a meme back in like 2009. Like the old ECW, like the remake of ECW, WWE's version of it. He was great, man. I love Colin Delaney. But now he's like, it's crazy because people knew who he was. People knew him. And, oh geez, who are they facing? Were they facing the rapper guys? The guys who rap, they come down, which they're fucking funny as hell too. I like those guys. Those guys, I hope they stick around for a long time. But I just found it really cool that like people still knew who Colin Delaney was and they were still cheering for him. Fuck yes. That just goes to show you. That would be like if James Ellsworth showed up in AEW one day. you're going to know who he is because of his time in WWE. But, like, if he were to go away for quite a while and then he were to, like, just suddenly come back, you're still going to know who he is because he's fucking James Ellsworth. So, otherwise, that was really all the wrestling that I watched. So I can't really comment on anything else. I was actually having a conversation with a friend of mine, with the Sauce on the way back from Lake Compounds a couple of days ago. The topic got up because he was listening to my thing about Jungle Boy. And then we got into the topic of Hangman Adam Page, who to me is just the modern day Bart Gunn of the Smoking Guns. The cowboy gimmick, guys, some people are going to like me, some people are going to hate me. The cowboy gimmick has got to go. It's not doing it for you, bro. You're not riding in on a horse. You don't wear, like, Shawn Michaels cowboy boots. I don't even think you're from fucking Texas. Like, the Hangman that worked was when he was in the Bullet Club. That was the good one. I feel like, and you guys know how I feel about the heel wrestlers because WWE just got way too much of them. I feel like they got to turn Hangman Adam Page heel and have him join the Elite. And then you know who's got to come into the AEW? Jay White. If Jay White ends up showing his face in AEW, dude, the Elite will be the new Bullet Club. If they are not already, they will be the new Bullet Club. Probably better. And you know who else I would love to see in AEW? And I think I brought this up last week. Probably didn't get too much into it. I want to see the Briscoes. Ring of Honor has some glorious fucking talent. And I'm not saying that to like spin off of Bobby Roode. Ring of Honor, dude, the Briscoes, Jay Lethal, Dalton Castle. Dalton Castle's another one that I really, really like. Oh my God, who's the other one? Oh my God, he was undefeated for a while. He became the ROH champion. I can't think of his name. Then you got PCO. PCO, I believe, is still in Ring of Honor. But dude, the Briscoes versus Pentagon and Rey Fenix, I would book that as a fucking street fight. Let them just do their thing. That would be absolutely insane. Can you see that? Oh, and then, dude, imagine if they, like, did what they're doing with New Japan and letting them, like, bring their titles over. Can you imagine the Briscoes defending their Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships if they're still the champions? I'm not sure exactly who it is. If in this scenario they were the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions, bring them over to AEW, put them in a feud with the AEW Tag Team Champions, Pentagon and Phoenix. Let that fuck. The promos would be insane. All right? And then when the Briscoes win, because let's face it, you're not going to bring the Briscoes in if they're just going to lose. When the Briscoes win, have them go against the Bucks. Then you get another Briscoes and Bucks feud. It would be just like the top times of Ring of Honor from a couple of years ago when their tag teams were running fucking insane. Okay? Put the Briscoes on better television. They could cut promos. They could wrestle. Hell, you know what? I would say turn them fucking heel. Turn them heel, because you know if you bring them in, they're going to be babyface right off the bat, because everybody's going to mark out for the Briscoes. Turn the Briscoes heel and put them against Moxley and Kingston. Those promos. Eddie Kingston, in my opinion, is one of the best promos in the business right now. Next to MJF. But MJF is on a whole nother level. MJF is what you call unfair. He is so good on the mic, it's unfair. Anyway, getting back to the Briscoes. The Briscoes going toe-to-toe with Moxley and fucking Eddie Kingston, make that a street fight. Make that like a fucking, Brooklyn street fight. Because that's where it would have to be, is in Queens, you know? Or like maybe Brooklyn or something. And it's got to be in New York City. Eddie Kingston's home. Come on. But I would definitely, if I was Tony Khan, dude, I would be knocking on the Briscoes' doors. I'd be knocking on the Briscoes' doors. I'd be knocking on Jay Lethal's door. I would try and get Christopher Daniels from Impact. And get Dalton Castle in there. Can you see, dude, Dalton Castle and Jungle Boy in a fucking feud and have Jungle Boy as the heel. That's money, man. Jay Lethal, I don't know who I would put him against. No, I know what I would do with Jay Lethal. I would have Jay Lethal turn heel, all right? I would have him join HFO. Join up with Matt Hardy. And then have him be like a mouthpiece. Make him like MVP. Don't even have to wrestle too much. Just make him like a mouthpiece. And if I wouldn't say that, I would say turn him heel and put him against Sonny Kiss. Just to see what would happen. Test Sonny Kiss's ability. And then Christopher Daniels, if they were ever able to get Christopher Daniels, dude, I could see him going against CM Punk. I could see him go the Fallen Angel versus the Second City Saint. Oh, yeah, dude. Christopher Daniels versus CM Punk. Doesn't even have to be for anything. Bragging rights. Make it a babyface versus babyface. Have Punk be cutting a promo one day. All of a sudden the lights go out. Here comes Christopher Daniels coming out, right? CM Punk, we've had our time in Ring of Honor. I've seen you in the big leagues up north. You went away for 7 years and you come back and you're just as good as you were 10 years ago. But are you good enough to face the Fallen Angel? Are you good enough to face Christopher Daniels? Someone who's never lost his step. Someone who stepped away just like you and came back and never skipped a beat. Who's better? Who's better? The straight edge I'm not going to say superstar. The straight edge Second City Saint, Chicago's favorite? Or the Fallen Angel, the veteran, the one who's been all over the world and back 10 times over? The technical wrestling in that would be absolutely phenomenal. Can't tell me I'm wrong, bro. Christopher Daniels and CM Punk. All right? And then you know what you do? Have Christopher Daniels win that. He gets the attention of Kenny Omega. Why Kenny Omega? Because Kenny Omega is going to hold on to that AEW championship for a while. Christopher Daniels is going to bring up, you took my company's championship away from us and belittled it. You never defended it here. You gave it a bad name. And now I'm here to defend my home company's honor. AEW versus Impact. Daniels versus Omega. I understand Christian Cage right now is the Impact champion. But guess what? He doesn't even have to be involved with that. Let him do his thing against Moose or Sami Callihan in AEW. Jeez, that would be good. Oh, yeah. I want him and Moxley. That's the match I've been wanting to see for a long time, and I know it's never going to happen. I saw Sami Callihan a couple of years ago face Pentagon in a match, street fight, at an NEW show, and it was fucking crazy. Those guys, they have no fear. But, I could sit here forever and book things, and I'll tell you what, I think next week I will come up with some sort of like super card between Ring of Honor, AEW, New Japan, AAA. We're going to leave WWE out of it because, let's face it, Vince will never let that happen. And Impact. I'm going to come up with a super card. 12 matches. I'm going to try to figure out if I can make a card that would outlast any WrestleMania, any Slammiversary, anything. And I want you guys to judge me and see how good it would be. And honestly, comment and see if you would watch it. But until then, guys, I do have to get going. We are 46 minutes into this podcast. With that being said, if you guys would like to see more, please check me out on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, obviously, TikTok, Chris Langle Magic. Go and check out my stuff. Come see me at Lake Compounds, and thank you for watching. Guys, I'm Chris Langle with Chris Langle Magic. This is the Magician with a Microphone podcast. Talk to you guys next week.